Stand by AccuWeather with an update on the bit of snow. Will it be increasing? We'll find out in just moments from AccuWeather. With you, time 1041, but let's get you where you need to go with Susan Browning.
We're going to start off in the Garden State on the southbound Jersey Turnpike, the inner roadway right past the exit for Newark Liberty Airport. You get the right shoulder down with a car fire. Just a little bit of a slowdown for Rubberneck. There's a couple water main breaks they're working on in Elizabeth as well. On the northbound side of 19 near Bayway Circle, another at Grand Street. And with that winter weather coming up, you've got to head out early wherever you're going and just give yourself a lot of patience to get through all those trouble spots. As we move to Queens, trouble spots, construction. Let's go for that. Van Wyck. The work kicks up soon, both ways between the LIE and Northern Boulevard. Now, on the northbound side of the Van Wyck, 2 lanes will be down between those 2 roadways. On the southbound side, just 1 lane down. And the westbound Grand Central Parkway between Northern Boulevard and 94th Street, you're going to have 2 lanes closed down. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Just the outer bridge crossing to New Jersey with the right lane down for road work at this point. Here's what we see on Long Island's Big 3. Pockets of slowdowns on the LIE, and but nothing major in the way of crashes or stalls. Ditto for the northern state and the southern state. Susan Browning, 1010 wins at 92.3 FM.
Will there be snowflakes this holiday, or will the weather flake out? Here with the latest AccuWeather meteorologist John Ferret.
We'll have some snow out there for the morning on Tuesday, beginning 3, 4 in the morning, and then continuing through the morning to the north and west of the city, where we could see up to an inch or 2 of accumulation. Slippery travel definitely for the morning commute. In the city and along the coast, a little bit warmer, so just a small slushy accumulation at best, and maybe a few slippery spots out there. We'll see snow mixing with a little bit of rain and drizzle before coming to an end early afternoon. And we dry out late in the day into the upper 30s, and we're dry for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day before another winter storm brings some snow and ice as we head into Friday.
Keep it here for the latest in AccuWeather. Travelers are busy along the Jersey Turnpike, for example, telling 1010 Wins about their holiday travel plans.
We're leaving New York City for the first time ever, visiting there for Christmas holiday, and we're from North Carolina.
We are from Jersey City, and we are going to Washington, D.C. We're just going for holidays, just for sightseeing.
I'm from Florida, actually. I came up to visit for Christmas, and now I'm headed back. It's gonna take us 2 days. We'll stop overnight.
With holiday travel, as you heard, in full swing, AAA expecting more than 120 million of us on the roads, rails, skies. Travel experts say if you're driving and planning a road trip, the best time to travel before 10 in the morning, the worst, 1 in the afternoon to 7 p.m. Keep it here with us on 1010 Wins for the latest traffic transit on the ones. Nurses at 12 private hospitals across the city say they're being stretched thin and are prepared to strike if they don't get a better contract by the time the current one expires end of the year.
Striking is a last resort, but these nurses say they're almost there.
We are here to fight for our patients. We are here to fight for their safety.
It's not just about the money, says Nancy Hagans, president of the Nurses Union.
They are concerned about the flu surge, the long wait times at the hospital, and not having enough nurses to care for them. That's what our patients are concerned about.
They say proposals from the hospitals would erode safe staffing and quality patient care. They're also concerned about the impact of Medicaid cuts. Mac Rosenberg's 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Among reaction, a statement from New York Presbyterian, a strike authorization is a common tactic during labor negotiations. And all city block parties on tap, the mayor-elect inviting the outgoing mayor and many others.
There's a chance you'll see Mayor-elect Mamdani at the block party that's going to happen following his inauguration. It's a celebration that all New Yorkers are invited to.
As we celebrated the beginning of our administration, it was a celebration that was not simply for the typical people who would be invited to an inauguration, but in fact for everyone.
For the actual inauguration, it's closed off to 4,000 people, and that's invite only. But we did ask the mayor-elect if one of those invitations is going to Mayor Adams.
The mayor is invited, as are New Yorkers.
Mayor-elect Mamdani says as much as this is his inauguration, it is all of ours. Mary Lynn Buckley, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Lower Manhattan.
The mayor-elect to be sworn in by Attorney General Letitia James and Senator Bernie Sanders, whom he chose January 1st. James to administer the oath at midnight. And the mayor-elect is calling on a former federal trade regulator to lead the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection. DCWP Commissioner appointee Sam Levine.
I was on the transition committee. I'm also a Jewish New Yorker. I have every confidence that the mayor-elect will be a mayor for all New Yorkers. If I had any doubt whatsoever, I would not be standing here today.
From an earlier press conference, the Harvard Law School graduate will be tasked with fighting wage theft, employee misclassification, and other responsibilities, including efforts to protect the 80,000 deliveristas working across the city. Demanding answers, a family of a man shot and killed by police in Far Rockaway over the weekend now speaking out.
The parents of 29-year-old Chaz Frey could not contain their grief.
Sir, please don't kill my only child. I begged her. Her mama tell her don't shoot.
The Reverend Kevin McCall, who is assisting the family, said Frey is not mentally ill. He was rather acting erratically after fighting with his father and wasn't using a box cutter as a weapon.
He never charged at them.
And he's calling on the state attorney general and the NYPD to release the officer's body-worn camera footage. Marla Diamond, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM in Far Rockaway.
A statement from the police department says the investigation remains ongoing by the NYPD's Force Investigation Division. Following pressure from the feds, Instacart says it's changed all the pricing tests it's conducting on its site.
Consumer Reports recently published a story about how different Instacart shoppers at the same grocery stores could face radically different prices for the same products. Instacart said it wasn't dynamic pricing based on supply and demand, and it wasn't pricing based on customers' individual profiles. What it was, the online shopping app says, it was a series of short-term randomized tests that let stores run price changes to gauge shoppers' reactions to certain items. Instacart, which has agreed to a $60 million settlement with shoppers, also says all of its testing has now been halted. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
The Justice Department facing continued backlash over the limited Epstein files release.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer is urging his colleagues to take legal action over the Justice Department's incremental and heavily redacted release of records about the late sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Schumer introduced a resolution that, if passed, would direct the Senate to file or join lawsuits aimed at forcing the Justice Department to comply with the Epstein Files Transparency Act. That law, enacted last month, required disclosure of records by December 19th. In lieu of Republican support, Schumer's resolution will face an uphill battle for passage, but it allows Democrats to continue a pressure campaign for disclosure. The Senate is off until January 5th. Haya Panjwani, Washington.
Looks like city public bathrooms are not exactly flush with success, if you will. A new report by City Council says its 2025 Good to Go report shows of the 337 individual bathrooms visited at 172 public sites, 11% closed during the posted operating hours. Acting First Deputy Commissioner telling 1010 Wins his perspective on this, Mark Fote.
Ones that had no toilet paper or no soap, I can guarantee you that later on that day or at no later than the next day, the toilet paper and soap were back.
Also, the report says an increase from 2024 to 25 in the lack of soap in the bathrooms, up 3% year over year. As for the toilet tissue, a 6% drop in the absence of the essential product. We have reached out to the Parks Department for a response. Tiny babies, big baby name changes. We'll tell you about that, but first. Wiz News Time 10:51. Let's get you where you need to go. Here's Susan Browning.
Lots of construction. The cones are up. Lanes are down on the Van Wyck. Work kicking up both ways. Between the LIE and Northern Boulevard, you've got northbound couple lanes down, southbound just one lane down. The northbound Van Wyck down for work between Atlantic and Archer Avenue. Going southbound, just one lane down from 91st to Atlantic. And work on the westbound Grand Central Parkway that's between Northern Boulevard and 94th Street, taking down 2 lanes of traffic. As we move to New Jersey, on the southbound Turnpike, the inner roadway just past the exit for Newark Airport, you've got that right shoulder down. Car fire is out, and the delays have eased up. People were just trying to take a peek at what's going on. Couple water main breaks, too, being worked on in Elizabeth, northbound 19 near Bayway Circle, and another at Grand Street. We've got work on the Outer Bridge crossing to New Jersey. The right lane closed, and a 30-minute ride from the West Shore to the Turnpike. That Goethals is where you should be going. It is breezing right along. Here's what you need to know about the other bridges and tunnels. The upper level of the Verrazano is down for work, so everybody to the lower level. Everything else checks out okay on those Hudson River crossings and the East River crossing. Susan Browning, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Let's get a check of the AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist John Ferrick.
Snow will begin during the early morning hours. We dip back into the low 30s We can see up to an inch or two of accumulation to the north and west of the city with some slippery travel for the morning commute. A few slippery spots for the city, Long Island, the Jersey Shore, where it's a little bit warmer. There's probably not much more than a slushy coating, but there can be a few slippery spots. And we'll see the snow mix with a little bit of rain and drizzle as well as we head through the morning. Then it moves away in the afternoon. We're up to 39. Clearing out a little bit tomorrow night, becoming windy down to 36. Mostly sunny, blustery for Christmas Eve, the high 43. Mostly cloudy Christmas Day up to 44. And some snow and ice possible Friday. I'm AccuWeather's John Feerick on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
For the first time in nearly a decade, the top baby names in the city shifted, the health department releasing the top names of 2024. Acting Health Commissioner, Chief Medical Officer, NYC Health Department, Michelle Morse, telling 1010 Winds.
Gender-neutral baby names are also really popular in New York City, and in 2024, the most popular gender-neutral names include Angel, Riley, Cameron, Charlie, Jordan, Amari, and Remy.
Not to mention Mia taking a top spot, as did Noah. Now Bloomberg Money Watch.
Solid gains on Wall Street today to kick off the new week on renewed enthusiasm for AI and tech stocks. The Dow up 228, the Nasdaq up 121, the S&P added 44, all gains of about 0.5%. Oil was higher. It's back to $58 a barrel on renewed tensions between the U.S. and Venezuela. And two rival ride-sharing companies, Uber and Lyft, are teaming up with the Chinese automaker Baidu to make self-driving robo-taxis that'll hit streets in the UK before the end of this year. I'm Tom Busby. Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM.
1010 Winds.
I love that it's local.
No opinions, just news. It's where I get my news, my weather, my traffic.
It's like they say, the station you know, the people you trust. 1010 Winds.
On 92.3 FM.
1010 Winds. I think it's important to be better informed about what's going on around you.
They cover everything.
I like the way to present it.
1010 Winds.
At 92.3 FM.
WINS, WINS FM in HD1 New York. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
More people get their news from 1010 Winds and from any other radio station in the nation. John Davis, Service Aide, Tanya Mercado, Editor's Desk. I'm Mario Bosquez.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM, New York.
37 degrees, cloudy at 11 o'clock. I'm Lane Bajardi. Here's what's happening. Touch of snow in the forecast. Details from AccuWeather on the way. The Christmas holiday getaway continues. More than 120 million Americans expected to travel. Mayor-elect Mamdani is planning a different kind of inauguration day party, one that involves New Yorkers who aren't the usual City Hall insiders. The president announcing plans for a new class of Navy fighting vessels he has dubbed Trump-class warships.
The most lethal surface warfare ships.
Barry Manilow canceling tour dates after doctors discovered cancer in his lung. Sports, the locals off, the Mets trading Jeff McNeil to the A's. AccuWeather says increasing clouds overnight, low 33. Bit of snow late tonight into tomorrow morning. Get the details in a minute. Winds News Time, 11:01. Let's get you where you need to go now with Susan Browning.
And here's what you need to know about the bridges and the tunnels. The upper level of the Verrazano is down for overnight repair. The outer bridge to Jersey has that right lane down for work. It's about a half an hour ride from the West Shore to the Turnpike. But the Goethals, if you can use that span, better for you. It is zooming right along. Hudson River crossings are checking out okay. George, Lincoln, and Holland not seeing any major issues on the East River crossings as well. Here's what we see in Long Island's Big Three. So far, so good. LIE, Northern State, and the Southern State. We do have work on the Van Wyck, though, both ways between the LIE and Northern Boulevard, moving northbound 2 lanes down, southbound 1 lane down. And the northbound Van Wyck is down for work between Atlantic and Archer Avenue. Going southbound in the same area, just 1 lane down from 91st to Atlantic. Here's a bit of good news in Greenwich, Connecticut, that southbound Connecticut Turnpike that crashed with an overturn much earlier today. The crash investigation has finished. The road is now open, and you're good to go. Susan Browning, 1010 Winds at 92.3 FM.
Well, it's not quite a nor'easter, but it could make things slick in the morning. Let's get more now from AccuWeather's John Fearon.
Snow breaks out as we head toward daybreak, and we'll see some slippery travel conditions out there for the morning commute, especially in the north and west of the city where it's a little bit colder and that snow has a little bit less trouble sticking. It's going to be up to an inch or two of accumulation in the north and west of the city. In the city and along the coast, probably not much more than a slushy coating, but there are going to be some slippery spots. Snow will likely mix with a little bit of rain and drizzle before coming to an end early afternoon tomorrow. And we'll get a break with some dry weather as we head into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
For now, the weather pretty good for traveling. You don't want to be driving north in the morning, though.
8 million will take to the skies, but according to AAA, 110 million will drive. And some here along the New Jersey Turnpike will go the distance.
We're leaving New York City for the first time ever, visiting there for Christmas holiday, and we're from North Carolina.
We are from Jersey City, and we are going to Washington, D.C. We are just going for holidays, just for sightseeing.
I'm from Florida, actually. I came up to visit for Christmas, and now I'm headed back. It's gonna take us 2 days. We'll stop overnight.
AAA says the best time to travel pre-Christmas and the day after is any time before 10 a.m. Marla Diamond, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM in Woodbridge.
20,000 nurses at 12 hospitals across the city say they are prepared to strike if they don't get more money, better staffing, and work conditions by the time their contract expires. That'll be happening December 31st.
Nurses say this is as much about patient care as it is about them.
Enough is enough. Patient safety cannot wait.
Aretha Morgan is a pediatric nurse at New York Presbyterian.
We are currently experiencing a huge flu outbreak. There is no space for sick children, and we have them in hallways and back elevators.
Shame. Shame.
She says that's due to a lack of nurses. Mayor-elect Mamdani is weighing in, saying their demands are legitimate with federal health care cuts looming. Nurses are also asking for protections against AI. Mac Rosenberg, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
Charges now filed in connection with that deadly mayhem we told you about in Kearney. 44-year-old Oscar Feju now charged with murder, possession of a weapon for an unlawful purpose, and aggravated arson. That's just a start, according to acting Hudson County Prosecutor Wayne Mello, who says additional charges are expected. Police called to a home at Kearney and Johnston Avenues where Pablo Criollo was found struck by an arrow. A 45-year-old Harrison man pronounced dead at University Hospital. Feju was identified as a person of interest, and when cops tracked him down, they called the Hudson County Regional SWAT team in. He barricaded himself, they say, inside his home and lit several fires. They kept putting them out. The standoff ended Sunday afternoon. More plans for the orderly transfer of power at City Hall on New Year's Day. Mayor-elect Mamdani says State Attorney General Tish James will administer the oath of office at midnight, and Senator Bernie Sanders will swear him in at a public inauguration ceremony later in the day.
There'll be a block party for all New Yorkers to join in on the fun after Mayor-elect Mamdani gets sworn in at his inauguration.
This is not my success, it's our success. It's not my administration, it's our administration.
And there's a chance you may even see him there along the block party route. We also asked him if Mayor Adams is planning on attending.
The mayor is invited, as are New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs, to join us in celebrating the beginning of a new era.
At his inauguration, he says 4,000 New Yorkers have been invited. Those tickets will be invite only, but the block party is open for everyone to come and celebrate. Mary Lynn Buckley, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM in Lower Manhattan.
All right, we've got your Powerball jackpot numbers. The estimated jackpot, $1.6 billion, $735.3 million cash value. Here are your winning numbers: 3, 18, 36, 41, 54, Powerball 7, Power Play 2X. 7 is a Powerball. That's a popular number. We'll see if anybody had the winning numbers. Results are pending. Usually takes a while to figure it out. We'll let you know. President Trump continues to put his own name on more things. This time it's a new class of Navy warship he's calling Trump-class battleships.
These cutting-edge vessels will be some of the most lethal surface warfare ships. They will be actually the most ever built other than our submarines. We have submarines which will have, in many ways, even more lethality, and we have many of them under construction.
The first Trump-class battleship would be named the Defiant and would be an upgrade to the Navy's Arleigh Burke-class destroyers. A man the Trump administration wrongfully deported to El Salvador back in federal court fighting continued efforts to detain him again.
Having already ordered him released, Maryland-based Judge Paula Sinise says ICE can't take Kilmar Abrego Garcia back into custody unless it justifies a need in writing, and his attorneys have been given a chance to respond. Abrego Garcia's lawyer told a crowd outside the federal courthouse his client will be able to spend Christmas with his family. After mistakenly deporting him to his native El Salvador, the Trump administration charged Abrego Garcia with being part of a human smuggling operation. Officials have also accused him of having gang ties, which he denies. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
A gross find in a passenger suitcase at Chicago's big airport.
Customs and Border Protection officials at O'Hare Airport recently opened up a suitcase belonging to a passenger from Congo. The post on social media said that inside, they found 11 pounds of beans that were infested with bugs, 4 pounds of unknown plants, and 4 pounds of non-human primate meat. Pictures shared show several mummified small primates that were removed from the luggage. It was all seized and destroyed. CBP says the passenger believed the food was fine to bring, but was in fact prohibited.
Correspondent Jennifer Kuiper. Sad news about the man who sings this holiday classic. His family will be mourning his loss this Christmas. We'll tell you about that, but first... Wins News Time 11:11. Let's get you where you need to go with Susan Brown.
We've got a lot of work scattered around on the northbound Harlem River Drive between the RFK and Willis Avenue Bridge. You've got some left lane repair there. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Upper level of the Verrazano closed down for overnight repair. The outer bridge to New Jersey has one lane down, but you got about a 30-minute ride from the West Shore to the Turnpike. So the Goethals is a great choice because it is zooming along. And the East River crossings, here's what's up with the Queens-bound lower outer roadway of the Queensboro Bridge. It's closed for overnight repair. We're not seeing any major issues at the Brooklyn Bridge. You're looking okay. Throgsneck and Whitestone are checking out all right. Some work on the Van Wyck. You know it every night. Both ways between the LIE and Northern Boulevard. On the northbound side, 2 lanes down, southbound 1 lane. The eastbound Grand Central Parkway has 2 lanes down from the LIE to Jewel Avenue. And that problem in Connecticut, that major crash we had overturned around 5 o'clock this afternoon, that's cleared away and you are good to go. Now I'm seeing a new problem in New Jersey. Hold on. It's on the Turnpike, a crash on the inner roadway northbound just past interchange 14 in Newark. You have the left lane and the shoulder blocked down. I'm not seeing a major delay because of that, but this just happened. Susan Browning, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast for meteorologist John Fear.
Increasing clouds tonight, low 33. Snow begins during the early morning hours. We'll have snow of varying intensity through the morning, although it likely mixes with rain and drizzle for the city and along the coast. But areas to the north and west where it stays snow a little bit longer, going to have up to an inch or 2 of accumulation, and that's where we'll see the worst of the slippery travel for the morning commute. Then we dry out as we head through the afternoon. Around 39, and it'll clear out, turning a little bit windy later tomorrow night, the low 36. Mostly sunny, blustery Wednesday, high 43. Mostly cloudy Christmas Day up to 44. And then another winter storm could bring some snow and ice on Friday with highs only in the low 30s. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist John Feerick on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
37 degrees, cloudy, going down to 33 in Midtown.
Gold and silver prices surged to record highs, continuing strong rallies in 2025, in which gold has risen about 70% and silver has more than doubled in value. The precious metals have gained favor on global economic concerns, in particular due to growing fiscal deficits in the U.S., Europe, and in China and Japan, increasing the safe haven status of gold and silver, which could see even more interest in 2026 if AI bubble signs emerge in the stock market. Gold has also benefited from Fed rate cuts, although the Fed is only projecting 1 rate cut in 2026.
Correspondent Jason Brooks, gold topped $4,400 an ounce for the first time, silver up at $69. The Trump administration has announced a pause on developing and building wind turbines offshore. Officials claim turbines could interfere with radar for ships and vessels.
The national security concern with these wind turbines has been long documented. It's been talked about for years. There's even an interagency working group, a federal working group, that has been established to address these concerns. But of course, we do know the history of President Trump and how he feels about these wind turbines. He says that, listen, I think that they're ugly. Offshore wind is not something where I want to invest U.S. assets and U.S. resources.
Correspondent Ann Flaherty. A new study shows cannabis-based products are not all the same when it comes to pain relief.
The research from Oregon Health and Science University finds products higher in CBD than THC have virtually no benefit in reducing pain. Products higher in THC may provide some pain relief, but also cause more side effects. Lead author Roger Chow.
Those results are pretty similar to what we see with actually a lot of prescription medications for chronic pain, including things like NSAIDs and opioids and stuff like that.
The study was published in the Annals of Internal Medicine.
And that is correspondent Wendy Gillette. From the boardwalk in Long Beach to Jones Beach Theater in Wantagh, we are Long Island's all-news station.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
37 degrees, cloudy at 11:20. I'm Lane Bajardi. Here's what's happening. Could be a slippery morning commute. Some snow on the AccuWeather forecast. Details on the way. Family of a man shot and killed by police in Far Rockaway. Distraught and demanding answers. Riverside Church marking the 100th anniversary of its bells this holiday season. Pallets full of toys for kids in need on Long Island. Stolen from a Huntington warehouse.
Christmas was stolen from them.
But kids in need in the city got a holiday visit from Santa and the NYPD at Kings Plaza tonight. In sports, locals were off. Mets trading Jeff McNeil to the A's. AccuWeather says increasing clouds tonight, low 33. Get the details on that bit of snow late tonight into tomorrow morning just ahead. Winds News Time, 11:21. Let's get you where you need to go. Susan Browning.
That Van Wyck is where we're seeing lots of problems moving southbound around Atlantic Avenue. You have that right lane down with the stall just gumming up the works. It starts to jam before Hillside. And, of course, you've got the construction going on. Nothing new there on the Van Wyck both ways between the LIE and Northern Boulevard. On the northbound side, 2 lanes down. Southbound side, 1 lane down. Work on the eastbound side of the Grand Central as well. 2 lanes down from the LIE to Jewel Avenue. And work on the northbound Harlem River Drive from the RFK to the Willis Avenue Bridge. That left lane is down for overnight repair. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Upper level of the Verrazano is down for repair. The outer bridge to Jersey has about a 30-minute delay because they've got work on that. And it starts to jam from the West Shore to the Turnpike. But you can use the Goethals instead. It's looking very good. And moving to New Jersey on the northbound Turnpike, the inner roadway just past interchange 14. That's Route 78. A left lane crash causing a minor delay there. Susan Browning, 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
It's not quite a massive winter storm coming our way. That's the good news. But it could make things slick in the morning. Slick enough to make for more dangerous travel. Let's get the latest from AccuWeather meteorologist John Field.
We're going to bookend Christmas Day with a couple of winter storms. This one more of a nuisance coming Tuesday morning. We'll see a small slushy accumulation for the city and along the coast. Maybe a few slippery spots out there, but certainly to the north and west. That's where we'll see some slippery travel conditions for the morning commute. Up to an inch or two of accumulation to the north and west of the city. Then we'll see the storm pull away during the afternoon tomorrow, and behind that some dry weather Wednesday and Thursday, but another winter storm could bring some snow and ice as we head into Friday.
Locking in for more on that. 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. Meanwhile, the family of a Queens man shot and killed by police after they say he came at them with a box cutter is now speaking out.
Standing outside the 101st Precinct, Chaz Frey's mother, Shanette Dunbar, was inconsolable.
Mother, please don't kill my only child.
Dunbar said she watched as one officer tased her 29-year-old son, who was holding a box cutter. A second officer fired the fatal shot.
This is not a case of mental health. This was a call for help.
The Reverend Kevin McCall, who is assisting the family, wants body-worn camera footage released. He's asked Attorney General Letitia James to investigate, which is the law in New York for any police-involved shooting. Marla Diamond, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Far Rockaway.
A judge declared a mistrial in the corruption case against Linda Sun and her husband Chris Hu. The former aide to Governors Hochul and Cuomo was accused of selling her influence to China and profiting from a medical equipment scheme during the pandemic. Federal jury in Brooklyn said it was deadlocked on all 19 counts and could not reach a verdict. Prosecutors told the judge the government wants to retry the case as soon as possible. The Trump administration continues its escalations in the Caribbean, the U.S. military intercepting tankers The Pentagon claims have been trying to deliver oil in violation of sanctions.
There's confusion about what the president's real end game is here. Is it about drugs? Is it about oil? Is it about regime change? I mean, the White House has been adamant from the start that this is about going after drug traffickers. But we've heard the president himself say that the Venezuelan leader, President Nicolas Maduro's days are numbered. And some of the president's own allies, including Senator Lindsey Graham, just yesterday have been openly calling for regime change.
That's correspondent Selena Wang at the White House.